that, to meet with Senate and House AI caucus members. My goal is to highlight the need to educate marginalized communities about AI, number one. Because people are going to be, it's a fact, people that are in jobs that require repetitive skills. So let's say administrative assistants or paralegals, or even any type of course in a factory line. Those jobs, you see it over and over, will be impacted and potentially flat out replaced with generative AI, right? So what are we doing about that, right? And how is AI impacting workers? Nobody's really talking about that yet. Everyone's talking about, here are the new jobs that are going to be created with AI, the data science or machine learning. Well, that's not me. That's not your regular person, right?
Right.
Well, what about the regular person? If I'm an admin assistant and chances are my job's going to go away, then should I be upskilling? What should I be upskilling for? What should I be learning? Those are the conversations that need to be had. But the best thing about what's happening now with the White House and this committee is that the White House is absolutely willing and clearly they are listening and they are engaging with the tech companies specifically, because let's face it, the tech companies are huge.
Yeah.
How else do you put it, right? Huge, meaning hugely influential
exactly.
as well.
They're influential
on Capitol Hill.
And they're going to guide the regulation, and they're going to guide it, for better or for worse in their own self-interest. And folks like you need to be thinking about what is in the public interest. And
right, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Now, to your point about Congress, yes, they trend on the older side who may not be as tech savvy, but you know what? There are some that are younger and that are on the AI caucus and that are interested in taking on some of these issues directly. So those are the folks that I'm talking to that I'm more hopeful for. But it is a problem. Last time I was in DC, someone said, how can we expect Congress to regulate AI when most of them don't even know how to sign on to Facebook? Right?
Right. Yeah.
And I mean that respectfully. It's a fact.
Or don't understand how search results, favor those results which are more popular and aren't just reflective of some political bias. Don't understand basic things like that, and build entire planks essentially in their platform around that, around that misunderstanding. It's mind-boggling to me, and it really speaks for a need for additional education. Is this kind of an extension of what you've been doing before this at AINU? I mean, what is that company, and tell me about the relationship between that and what you do on the committee. Right.
Well, AINU is my day job. The committee is a volunteer position, which I'm happy to do. I launched AINDU, which is AIANDYOU.org, after I left Facebook, specifically to address the chasm between the AI ecosystem over here on the left and the rest of the world over here on the right, just regular people like us.
Yeah.
And so I created AINU specifically to educate marginalized communities, meaning women, people of color, disabled, etc., about the basics of AI. So we cannot expect people, for example, to understand you should be aware of algorithmic bias. Well, if you don't know what an algorithm is, why would you even care about how biased it can be? Right. So we've created content in English and Spanish in very easy to understand language. So videos, short videos on what is an algorithm, how to use AI to help you find a job. What do I need to do to protect my privacy? How is AI related to that? So we offer a lot of resources on our platform. We launched an education campaign on misinformation. And so we have a special video on that. So this is really to raise awareness. And importantly, what we need to do collectively is to prompt your listeners and their family and friends to be curious about AI. Now is the time to do that, because mostly people think AI is robots and it's coming sometime down the road.
Right.
And yet at the same time, shopping, doing grocery shopping online. Well, that's all AI. Right. We didn't used to be able to do that. We're doing that because of the advancements of these technologies. And if we repeat history, as we saw with the digital divide, the marginalized communities are going to be severely impacted. They will by nature, because a lot of the mid-level jobs and the admin roles and paralegals, by definition, are filled by a lot of people from marginalized communities. So what are we doing to protect them and to educate them, and also so they can educate themselves?
Right. Because if we don't think about that, we're going to have a lot of problems economically that are going to come back and bite us in short order. So, I would just encourage both any member of the public who isn't familiar already, or even if you are, and especially Republican members of Congress, AIandYOU.org is a very good place to go to get a good, solid, introduction to what AI is, because you're going to need to know, because you're going to have to be regulating this stuff. I really thank you for coming on the program today. It has, made me even more aware of some of the challenges that we face, and I'm glad that you are in place to help guide us on them as a nation. Susan Gonzales, again, the founder and CEO of AI and You, and also a member of the National AI Advisory Committee, where she advises the administration, President Biden, on such issues. Thank you so much for being with us today on Facepalm America.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for listening today on Facepalm America. Please go to facepalmamerica.com for more information about the show. And thank you to Ace Elson and Rosabelle Hine, who are the producers of this program. Please, if you get a chance, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps grow the program. And until next time, enjoy the day.